And we're live. Happy Friday. Gonna be making several videos today. There's a lot of action going on. Just gonna show you a few things right off the bat. First of all, we have the jobs report, which came in, which was a huge miss. This one, we were expecting 1 million jobs and got 266,000. This is the worst miss for predictions by the government regarding jobs or anything, percentage-wise. The biggest miss in like 30 years. And they said, what was 1990 something? So let's call it 25 years. 25 years. They were wrong by a lot. A lot. And the president says, of course, well, we need more jobs. Easier said than done, sir, but get on it. So also, bond market's acting weird. Look at the mortgage market, which I'm tracking. Just weird candles, lots of movement, lots of money moving in different places. Bitcoin's trying to make a run right now. Bitcoin is coming off. This is a nice looking little curvature right here showing higher prices. Got a really, really good candle. And this was yesterday at the end of the day, correct? No, this is today. Sorry, this is this morning. This is the hourly chart that I'm on here with Bitcoin. I will go through some of these other cryptos, see if there's any craziness going on. Have we seen any drawdowns from some of the ones that have been flying high? The Bitcoin Cash, the Ethereum Classic. We'll check on those. This candle, Bitcoin is trying to do something here. It's trying to get through 58. Went up and touched it already. That was a pretty big move. Looked like some market buys there, at least a big buyer saying, hey, we're willing to go up to 58 and change. Let's see, what did it get to? 58,088. So, there's at least a big buyer there who's willing to go up to 58. Great sign. Need to make a new cycle high here, though. I'll tell you, because this is while this feels good to see this action, we have a setup here that's pretty bearish looking. If we don't make new highs, we have just kind of the classic head and shoulders pattern here, which is usually a signal that prices will go lower. Okay. So we've already made a higher right shoulder, so that's good at least. But we really need to get through there and get something done. Consolidation to the head, drop, back up to the shoulder. That could be just as bearish as bullish. We just need we need it to move. We need to move, and I'm expecting fireworks, especially off the week jobs report, which is bad. Okay. Also, here's some interesting news. Goldman Sachs internal memo, which isn't it interesting how the internal memos at Goldman Sachs always get released? The bank informed its markets personnel's newly created cryptocurrency desk had successfully traded 2 kinds of Bitcoin-linked derivatives, according to an internal memo obtained by CNBC. The crypto team exists within the firm's global currencies and emerging markets trading division, reporting to Goldman partner Rajesh, can't pronounce his name, who wrote the memo. Goldman said it was also seeking to broaden its market presence by selectively onboarding crypto trading institutions to expand offerings. So, Goldman, which we knew this was coming, they've also filed for a Bitcoin ETF. They have a cryptocurrency trading desk. And not only do they have a cryptocurrency trading desk, but they have successfully traded 2 kinds of Bitcoin-linked derivatives. What does that mean? That means they made trades that were winners. Were they part of some of the market manipulation? Were they part of some of the stuff that we saw happening with Bitcoin Cash and Ethereum Classic? Were they part of some of the short action that we've seen? Some of the suppression that's happened with Bitcoin? Could be. I think we will eventually find some of this stuff out as Bitcoin now slides back to 57,800. It's just having a hard time getting through 58, team. And on the other side of some of these numbers is just massive upside for Bitcoin. Let's take a quick glance. Atom is really moving today, up 15%. Let's look at, where's Bitcoin Cash? Bitcoin Cash down 15% today. This thing has just been riding too high. Bitcoin Cash? Really? What's going on there? Who's making this play for Bitcoin Cash right now? I don't know. It got as high as 1610, and this is just yesterday. It was as high as 1610, now down to 1370, but also looks like it's putting in a bottom, team. It looks like it's going to try to go higher. This is totally nuts. Ethereum Classic. This one actually hasn't drawn back too much, although it's been up massively. This is the one that doubled one day and then was up 50% the next day. The goodness gracious. Look at this. Look at these moves. Ethereum Classic. Unbelievable. This looks like the early days of Bitcoin, doesn't it? In that chart, just massive, huge upsides. Got as high as 179, now down to 125. Wow. So, Diamond Hands Derek here. Just daily, hoping to try to shed some light on what's going on here. Hodl your Bitcoins, team. And this is some of the stuff that I retweet here. I'm sifting through a lot, okay, to try to retweet the stuff that I think is most important to Bitcoin, particularly. And while this one is interesting, while retail investors panic sold, institutions bought the recent Bitcoin dip, and you can see the data here. And it makes sense. If institutions are manipulating the market, as I believe they are, then of course they're going to knock it down so they can buy it. That's what they do. That's what they've always done. If whales want into something, they don't just go buy it for what it costs. They use all their resources to knock it down first and then buy it. And then they flip those resources to run it higher so they can sell it back to you after you got out. Plan B, which has been tweeting today, he basically is talking about, hey, listen, very bullish. The sideways action is very bullish. That's how you're going to translate this. The stock to flow model, we're right in line with where we should be. Everything is still going according to the plan. Buy more Bitcoin if you can. And that should be like literally our mantra. Everything is still going according to plan. Buy more Bitcoin if you can. Everything is still going according to plan. Buy more Bitcoin if you can. Happy Friday. Hope you're having as good a day as I am. We're now down to 57,700 on Bitcoin here on Binance. And it's just struggling. And, like I said yesterday, it looked like it wanted to go lower, and then it sure did. And it has recovered, and that's the thing about Bitcoin. It's so relentless because, again, it's like an aired up basketball that they're trying to push underneath the water. Very difficult thing to do. Very difficult thing to do. And that's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin. And once this is fully understood by institutions and by whales, once it is fully understood that the much better path of least resistance with Bitcoin is higher, they're going to get on that side of the trade and they're going to sell that side of the trade. We're going to have governments on that side of the trade. We're going to have pension funds on that side of the trade. We're going to have mutual funds and ETFs, all that on that same side of the trade. So today, things moving quickly. Expect fireworks this weekend. I'm expecting them for sure. It just feels like, okay, we got our bell rung. The weak jobs report wasn't just weak. It was terrible. It was terrible. So typically, weakness as we see it in the economy, in the dollar, in stock market, all those things should be good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Don't see anything really running crazily today. Let me check ADA as well. Cardano. This is one I recently doubled my position in Cardano earlier this week at just the right time, just pure luck. We broke out of this long-winded sideways movement that we've been in for so long. And now it's kind of like off to the races. Like Cardano is one of those ones, if you can picture 5 years from now, you're going to look at it and you're going to go, oh my God, why didn't I buy that one? Oh my God. Because it's $1 something. I mean, it's $1 something. For less than $2,000, you can get 1,000 Cardano. What's the price right now? So for $1,700, you can get 1,000 Cardano right now. That's probably a good idea, team. That's probably a good idea. This is likely to be the most successful cryptocurrency. Not meaning necessarily store of value. Some of the things that are positive with Bitcoin right now. I had an interesting thought on the possibility of what is happening with Bitcoin because it has been acting so stable. Think about this. Cryptos are all over the place. We've seen some of the other ones, high flyers, Dogecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum Classic. Some of these things have been going nuts. What has Bitcoin been doing? It has basically been, just steady eddying along, pretty much sideways. Now we're starting to see this trend line. I wonder why that wasn't showing up in my graph earlier. Look at this trend line here, and that is now causing us problems. That is where we bounced off today. It was not the $58,000 level. It was this trend line, which I drew yesterday. and somehow it disappeared. And now it's reappeared. And look at it's tracking right on that. So we're still in a downtrend. Still in a downtrend. Bitcoin still looks like it wants to go lower, unfortunately. But there are some things that are pretty positive here when you zoom out a little bit. Now I'm still on the 1 hour, but let's look at a couple of things. Starting back here, we put the low in. There's a low. Here's a higher low. Oh, you like that? How about another higher low? Okay, these things are sticking out. How about another one? So you can get excited about the possibility of this ultimate, squeeze that's taking place here. There's a different way to draw this too. The higher lows are great. Those are good signs. Okay, the higher low means more to me than lower highs because buyers always want a bargain, don't they? Always. So it should be expected, that that buyers may not pay up, okay, on the high side. But if there are enough buyers that they can't get down to the previous prices, that's a better sign to me than anything else. So let's see if we can draw this now and have this make sense. I mean, look at how maybe this needs to just not even be involved. This needs to just come from here. I mean, that's tracking. That's where we're at, guys. Rubber's about to meet road, it looks like. Now, this is the hourly chart. This could still go on for another, several hours here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this could still be throughout the whole day today. We could be at the end of the day today or into Saturday. It's a great thing about these markets. They're open 24/7, right? This could be something that we see break today. This could be something that we see break over the weekend. But it sure appears as though that this action is being driven to a point of decision. That doesn't quite, yeah. I think that's more representative of the actual formation here. There it is. There it is. So I'm expecting fireworks. I really am. And I hope it's to the upside. I really do, because I'm so long Bitcoin. It's crazy. But you know what? If we get a rollover here, if this comes down and we retest any of these lows, I mean, if this thing gets below 55 again, I don't know how much I'll be pulling. I'll be pulling the trigger. I'm always going to be buying and accumulating Bitcoin. That's all you need to do with it. But the problem is my cost base is in the 53 range, so I'd like to get below that if possible. It just looks like that's going to be tough. 52s, I think we could see this level again, potentially 52. I don't think we'll get back down in the 40s. But, right now we're in this spot where Bitcoin is coming to a fork in the road. There's a fork in the road, and we're running into it just full steam ahead. So expect fireworks, team. Hodl your Bitcoins. Whatever you do, do not fall for it. They're going to try so hard between now and the end of the year, and then forever, to get you to sell your Bitcoin for less than what it's worth so they can buy it. I'm telling you, this is what's going to happen. I see Peter Schiff tweeted something today. Bitcoin, the great transition is taking place, and Bitcoin is being sold off, and people are buying gold. Really? Because gold's up 0.8% for the day. Okay, dude. Listen, there are some kooks out there, and there are a lot of people who are still anti-Bitcoin. This is bullish. The top of the market will come when everyone's in Bitcoin. I've told you this before. When your grandma or someone who you're like, what, is like, I bought Bitcoin today. That's the sign of the top. Okay. When everyone's like, when your Uber driver's like, so Bitcoin, not Dogecoin. When people are talking about Dogecoin, that shows you that we're not at the top yet. That shows you we're in an early adoption phase. We're in an ignorant phase. We're in a people still need to lose a lot of money before they realize what the heck is going on phase. And I believe that's where we still are right at this moment. So we'll see. We'll see. But expect fireworks. It is coming to a head. Man, I really hope we can break this downtrend and get back to pushing the buy button, team. But whatever you do, Diamond Hands. Diamond Hands Derek out. Check us out on Twitter. Have a great weekend. See you soon.